Well, I want to say hello to all of you from around the world. I want to welcome you back to another beautiful edition of Soulivity Today, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, of course, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Wesley Johnson. We have an amazing show coming up, and today I'm joined today by two dear friends and Soulivity Today co-host. Back with us are senior contributor Dr. Chanel DeGuzman and Sheila Applegate, host of Consciously Awesome Living. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Good morning, Brian. I am so excited to be back.
Oh, man.
It feels so good to have the three of us together.
I know. It's been a minute since we've been together. I was on vacation last week for my anniversary, which was great. I need to do just a show on that because it was like wonderful. But what have you guys been up to? Dr. Chanel, what have you been up to?
Oh, Brian, just transitioning the kids back in school. I actually got a big grant from the Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, $5,000, you guys.
Well,
Congratulations.
fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow,
And
that's
real
amazing.
briefly, they kind of set me up. They told me they were coming to my office for a final interview, and one person left the room and came back with this big, board check for $5,000. It was amazing.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's so fun.
Okay, do you have pictures? You have pictures of
Yes,
I'm
there's
sure
a
they
video
filmed
of me
it, right?
going. Yeah, they have video of me just going, kind of just crazy-ish. And so yeah, I'll be sharing that soon. But I'm so
That's
grateful.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sheila, you and Zach have a book signing coming up?
We
When is
do.
that?
We're doing another
Yeah.
book signing on the 21st of September. We're going to be in Auburn, New York. So lots of people over there have been asking for books. And so we're going to be at Cafe 108, which is an amazing cafe associated with the Public Theater there.
Wow, fantastic,
exciting.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
good stuff happening in our worlds. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well,
Yes. And
speaking of
we
good things,
watched Brian, we watched some of the photos from your anniversary vacation. So yes, it was beautiful, and so happy for you and your wife.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was amazing. It was hard coming back, y'all. It was hard to come back.
I know you were threatening not coming back.
We were getting ready.
So funny. Listen, everyone, as I said earlier, we have an amazing show for you today. And to make it even more special, we have a phenomenal guest. Let's learn a little bit more about her. Laura Ponticello is a 3-time award-winning and best-selling author, national publicist, workshop leader, and award-winning indie publisher and coach who resides in Central New York. Her passionate purpose is to awaken individuals to their amazing potential and catapult others to express joy in daily living. Now, in her latest book, Awaken to Your Amazing Potential, she asked the question, what if you could awaken to your most genuine potential and live the life of your dreams? A very good question indeed. With 44 inspired ideas, healthy practices, and self-care tips, Laura Ponticello leads you on a journey of self-discovery and beautiful awareness. And so with that, it's my pleasure to welcome Laura Ponticello to Soulivity Today. Hey, Laura.
Hi, Brian. So excited to be here today. First off, not only are you guys fun. It's a beautiful environment to come together in community and idea share and learn from each
Oh,
other. So thank you for that. And thank you for that beautiful introduction.
oh, you are absolutely welcome. Because listen, you are awake. You've already awakened your amazing potential, and you're just doing more and more and more, and helping us do the same. First question to you, and it's probably an obvious question. Why did you write this book? What led you to birth this into this physical space?
Well, one of the things about writers is we have to have a vehicle to self express.
Yeah.
And with that self expression comes self reflection. So part of the journey for me really started about 5 years ago in particular, where I was at, I guess, a pivotal point in my life, needing some clarity about which door to step into, so to speak.
Mm,
And I
mhm.
started every Sunday writing an email to myself after meditating using a self prompting question. For example, what is love? What is self awareness? What is
Wow.
anger? What is joy? What is happiness? And when you start writing to yourself, boy, you open up a whole can of worms because you have to sit with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And so, as part of this journey, this uncensored voice came out of not judging, of really moving into in a space of embodying self love over time.
Mhm.
And when I wrote the last letter that was called What is Self Love, I kind of closed my PC and I knew something had changed within me during this journey. So, clients of mine at the time suggested that I sort of organize it into a book. I had already written other books, but this felt a little bit different, more personal for me.
Mhm.
Well, I ended up putting that in a book, and I don't know, it was one of those harebrained ideas that maybe I'll enter it into an award contest, never thinking, my God, that it would win. Let's fast forward to 5 years later. I've grown a lot. I've become much more authentically me because in the observation of sitting with my thoughts and doing more self care, I awakened something within myself that knew that my worthiness wasn't defined by a job or a role. Instead, it lived inside of me, this spark of creative source energy that could radiate
Wow.
love.
Wow.
So I went back to that original book and I rewrote it from a different perspective. And this became Awaken to Your Amazing Potential. So, in summary, I wrote it in the journey of self exploration, but my hope is that I'll create a footprint for others to not only sit with themselves, to discover something so magical and so incredible that they now can claim their worthiness for love and
Mhm.
tons of vibrancy.
Wow. Wow. I love that that this is a personal journey for you as well. I think that that's always the best way of, well, teaching people, right? Because you're on this journey of a lesson yourself. So wow, that's amazing. That's really, really amazing.
Mhm.
Chanel, I'll go to you first.
Well, thank you for sharing your unfolding journey, Laura, especially as it relates to self-love and becoming authentically you. How do you go about nurturing and protecting it? So what's your daily practice?
Well, I love the word nurturing in particular because many times we're all things to all people and we leave crumbs of ourselves on the table. So, as part of
Mhm.
that daily practice, it's getting up and being quiet. And for me, I do a sacred ritual with my tea. I call it the cup of joy, but I basically
Oh,
infuse an intention as I'm
wow.
sipping each drop of my tea. I pre thank the universe in advance for the unfolding of the day. And I can infuse different things. Like one day I might do creativity, another day peace. But part of the daily practice is using a cup of tea as kind of a sacred ceremony, and then actually writing down a few things that I'm grateful for. The other thing is, we know our days can sometimes go how we don't want them to go because the world can be, chaotic around us at times. So at 3 o'clock, I
Mm-hmm.
try to do a pause where I bring myself
Mm-hmm.
back into harmony by breathing again, maybe writing an intention, or even staring at a bird.
I
I
love
love it. I
it.
love it. Sheila?
Well, Laura, I love you, and I'm so grateful that you take the time and put your passion into words for the world to read. I had the honor of reading this book, Awaken to Your Amazing Potential, is going to be released next week, right?
Yes.
But I'm fortunate to have been able to do a pre-read. So I know that in this book you share from a very authentic and open place. And to me, I think that is one of the most powerful things when an author shares from their inner soul and their obstacles and growth. How was that to share at that level with others? And what inspired you to take that leap into that authenticity in your writing?
Mm.
Well, first off, Sheila, you are so authentic, and you serve really as a role model because
Yeah.
you're always the amazing Sheila. So I've learned a lot from you over the years, and I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that. Going back to your question, oh, there's vulnerability. Let's not forget about anytime you're speaking your truth, writing about it, talking about it, even though confidence and self-worth can be etched inside of you, you're still speaking that truth outside of your own mind. So part of that was being comfortable in the uncomfortable. It was that uncensored part of myself that said, just keep writing through it. Don't judge
Mm.
yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
dipping into a part of myself which exists in all of us, where our worthiness isn't defined by external things.
Yeah.
And so
Mm-hmm.
part of that journey is being okay being vulnerable, being okay feeling all of your emotions, and leaning back into a space within yourself. And for me, I guess it's the divine, it's the God cell, it's creation energy that says, if I come from this, I must be worthy. So any of that negative blah blah that I may feel inside of me or my mind tells me is a bunch of BS. Because if God created me, if the universe put me here, if I have a passionate purpose that's in every single one of us, we can only be the most amazing version of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. Wow. Wow. I love how we're getting this party started today. Um, listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We got more with Laura coming up about how you can awaken to your amazing potential today, right here on Soulivity Today. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. You can find all of the Satana products at our Go Shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey, and we're back with more here on Soulivity Today. We are talking about awakening to your amazing potential with award-winning and best-selling author Laura Ponticello. Hey, Laura. I was thinking about the fact that I think for most people, this is kind of like, it makes sense, right? I mean, oh, we have this potential, we need to awaken to it. But I think it stops there. For you, and when you're talking to people about their potential, what makes it so important for them to do this work?
Well, I think the first thing is we have a choice of how we want to live our life.
Right.
We can wake up each day and say, hey, I've been given a restart today, and
Yeah.
I'm going to live a life from a frequency of joy and vibrancy, or we can get caught up in the stress around us. So part of this concept of awakening to your amazing potential is you first have to garnish self-awareness. Like, what am I thinking on a daily basis? In essence, what am I feeding myself? Like, if you think about the importance of water to fuel our brain and physicality, think about all those thoughts you're putting into yourself and the emotional roller coaster that we're feeling. So part of when I speak to people and also work with leaders is, let's garnish self-awareness. What are you feeding yourself? And then
Wow.
based on what you're feeding yourself, how are you attuning that into a frequency of love so that your worthiness and your potential to create new product ideas, to have joy in your workplace, to wake up and feel excited about life, you have to integrate, right, the thoughts that may tell you that you're unworthy into a thought that I am so worthy of
Right.
joy, of love, of prosperity, and allow creative source energy to work through you. And so part of that is believing that you're worthy of that.
Woo, woo. Got me emotional on that one. Because seriously, I mean, that worthy part, I mean, we're taught that we're not worthy, right? I mean, we're taught in some ways that we've got to prove ourselves and all this kind of stuff. So thank you for that. Thank you for that important thing. Sheila, I'm going to go to you.
You know, yeah, you are so worthy. And one of the things as I was reading the book is I kept going back to this quote from Julianne Gessler when she talks about your book, Laura. And it says, this beautiful book is like walking with a dear friend on a wooded path where you both enjoy the surrounding nature and discover new joys you haven't noticed before. Laura takes you on a journey of self-discovery in a way that makes you feel held, understood, and loved. And it goes on. But Laura, I felt that the whole time. It's you right in the room with me, and I kept picturing the woods. And you speak a lot about bringing imagination in, and you infuse that into the book. How is imagination important to people as they take this step into their full
Well, first
power?
off, I was so grateful for Julie's words that she offered, because part of the frequency or intention that was put into the book, it would be like two friends going on a walk, sharing a cup of tea or coffee together, where there wouldn't be any judgment. We could just show up as ourselves. So if you think about walking in the woods, we don't have an agenda when we walk in the woods. We simply just observe the world around us. We're present. We're there in that moment to see, feel, and be. So with imagination, imagination gives us the possibility to see beyond the current moment. So not only are you there present, seeing those beautiful trees, feeling the vibrancy of the woods, you're also potentially imagining the sun shining in, at some point that the moonlight might fall there. You permit yourself to think beyond the moment so that you can create and tap into this source energy, this potential within yourself by, in essence, being present, but allow yourself, I suppose, dream, imagine, become more than the moment.
Right. Right.
Mhm,
Wow.
Wonderful.
mhm.
Love
Yeah.
that. Love that. Chanel?
Yeah, dream more than the moment. I love that. Laura, I'm thinking also, and Brian, about people who, I spoke to a group of people yesterday, new supervisors who have their plates just beaming from, the edge of busyness. How does the average person, and you talk about Brian being worthy, maybe they have a sense of worthiness, but they're just kind of consumed by the throes of the world, the day in and day out, whether it's at work or, at home with the kids. How do we step away so that we can dream bigger than the moment? What can we do to help, people embrace their presence, especially if this, for us, this is all magic for us. How does the average person understand and connect with their presence and being able to pause long enough to, feel that higher frequency of their vibration of joy and love?
Mm, mm,
Well, first off, we have to make a conscious choice to do that.
mm.
So, one of the things that's helpful, at least to me, and I encourage other people to do, is to set a daily reminder to take a date with yourself. And it's a 10-minute burst where you're, in essence, recalibrating yourself by breathing, sitting still. Because on this wheel of life, right, especially people in leadership roles and management, we can't be all things to all people and keep up on this fast track of life. Moms are another great example of that.
Mhm.
And so, in concept, it's easy to say, oh, pause long enough to notice, but you have to make a choice to do that.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
if you choose not to do that, you're just going to continue sort of toggling between, wow, I wish I had more time for myself. So the first thing you have to do is make a date with yourself.
Yes.
Wow.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you.
Wow. 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 Laura, as I said to you before, you are already coming back. You have no choice because this is such a rich conversation. Because I think a lot of times we don't think about our potential in a way that is practically achievable, right? That you go through these steps and you have your potential come from you, birth forward into your world through the manifestation process. We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll have even more with Laura talking about how we can foster and bring forth our amazing potential today. And we'll be back in a couple minutes.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. They let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Hello there, we're back with more here on Soulivity Today. We're talking about awakening to your amazing potential with award-winning and best-selling author Laura Ponticello. We had a comment that came in while we were talking, Laura, from Renee Hager-Smith, who's one of our regular listeners, who said, love what Laura said about being comfortable in the uncomfortable. Definitely the first step in self-discovery. So thank you for that, Renee.
Yeah.
So, right, like, yeah, yeah. Laura, do you have a personal story that you can share with us as you were going along this part of your journey in writing the book? Like, that was kind of more like I know for me, I have these aha moments, right? Like, oh, wow, yeah, that's good. And it kind of stays with you. Did any of those kind of occur for you?
Well, it's interesting because the first visual, as you asked the question, that popped into my head was my dog Bunny. So Bunny was like my best friend. She was my Vizsla dog for 12 years. And one of the things Bunny was really good at, besides being naughty at times, was playing. And I had an aha moment where I was so focused, even though I was on this journey of self-discovery, meditating more, writing out my feelings, sitting with my thoughts, that concept of play, permitting myself to be playful. I had to give myself permission to do that because I grew up in a family environment where that mindset of work hard to achieve results,
Yeah.
make something of yourself, even though I also was taught be kind to others. So my aha moment was witnessing my dog playing, digging up my flowers that I had just planted, and realizing that I could give myself more playtime, an opportunity when I wasn't sitting with self-reflection, when I wasn't working, when I wasn't creating, and then challenge myself to say, what would playtime even look like?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. What would it look like, right? Chanel, I'll go to you for a question.
Well, I love that playtime. I love letting myself go a little bit from the script, right? Laura, but I did want to ask you, you focus on creative entrepreneurship. Can you tell us what is that about? I am going into my third year of entrepreneurship. What can you tell us about the meaning of that, and how can we maximize our creativity in entrepreneurship?
Mm,
Well,
mm,
first off, thank you for the work you're doing in the world and the infusion of your energy with leaders and entrepreneurs. So for me,
Thank you.
creative energy starts with, we all have creative energy, okay, inside of us. It's the piece of us that comes from source energy, and there's ways to unlock that, tap into it, tune into that. The process of doing that is slowing down, breathing, becoming centered, setting an intention. For example, I intentionally set intentions for my writing, like, source energy, please work through me today. Please open up the gateway to my most brilliant self for the highest and best good of all. And when you think about your creative mojo, part of that is giving yourself permission to express. And sometimes that may mean different things, like in workshops or working with leaders or entrepreneurs, we've whiteboarded concepts and ideas.
Mhm.
But part of that is saying there's no wrong idea in the self exploration journey. Creative entrepreneurship, right? How are products created? They're created from parts of ourselves. The other thing I recently started doing like 6 months ago with my writing is listening to binaural music. And I know that
mm,
Sheila
mm.
had talked to me about that a while ago, but music can help amplify energy. It has that megahertz resonance. So I kind of did an experiment with that, and I just play that in the background. The other
Mhm.
thing I found is that nature has a lot of creativity in it. So the
Mm.
more entrepreneurs can get out in nature for even like bursts of positivity and infuse, right? Because creative energy is nature, Gaia, source energy, all of that exists. So something even like having a plant on your desk. So for me, the definition of creative entrepreneurship is being in a space within yourself that you can tap into source energy. It's like a river that flows. And if you
Mm.
think about it, you're not going against the current of the river, but it also is like working a muscle. The more you permit yourself to do it, the more the muscle gets formed, and then it becomes easier to do.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Absolutely. Work
Wow.
that muscle. I love it.
She knows your language.
Yes.
Exactly, exactly. Listen, we're going to take a quick break right now, but we're going to come back and we're going to have a question from you, Sheila, as we talk more with Laura Ponticello about awakening to your amazing potential. We'll be right back. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Assume control over your weight and broader health with the 80 Bites program by Physical Mind Institute.
For 50 years, we've been told, load up your plate with veggies. Load them up. Because all this spinach, look at it, all the spinach is only 100 calories. But avoid fat, because a tiny sliver of butter is also 100 calories. So spinach is good, butter is bad, right? But not today. Now we're told, put butter on everything, even in your coffee. Why? Because fat doesn't spike insulin, as carbs do. And stretching the stomach with all those veggies unbalances our digestive hormones. So eat healthy today means fat, fasting, stomach control, right here's the stomach. Forget calories. Hormones rule, and 80 Bites is the solution.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Hey, we're back with more of Soulivity Today, and we're talking about awakening to your amazing potential with author Laura Ponticello. Hey, Laura. I'm going to go to Sheila because I know she's been waiting to ask you a question.
Laura, when I think about your amazing potential, one of the things that comes to mind first is your passion to highlight others and to raise up the people in your life that you admire. And it brings me to your book kickoff, right? The kickoff of your book release, and you're collaborating with one of our previous and very much adored interviewees, Marcy Boyle with Pure Placid. So can you just talk about why it's so important to you to find and to collaborate with others, and what made you pick a candle store for your book release?
Yeah.
Well, community connections are so important. If we're not in community, who are we, right? Because we're in the collective consciousness here as a we to help rise and lift each other up. So for me, I find ardent joy in watching other people's evolution, growth potential. Marcy's amazing. In my
yes, she is.
national publicist role, I had the privilege of helping her launch her brand store in Skaneateles, New York, which is called Pure Placid. And there's such a synergy or resonance between us. She definitely, Dr. Chanel, is a creative entrepreneur. And when we came together and were dialoguing around creative energy, she already had a very recognized brand. But one of the things that we talked about is, how do you create more community? How do you bring people together in an environment where they can find joy for the night? They can be happy. Also, part of her intention with her products is to create more calm, to awaken the senses. So in that conversation of creativity, she said to me, what if we, Pure Placid, were to develop an Awaken candle that we could launch the night of your book launch? And what if we could infuse our energy? I'm going to get teary-eyed because I feel such gratitude for this. What if we could infuse a frequency into that awakened candle that could ignite the light within you as you go on this journey of self-discovery? So this one-of-a-kind awakened candle is being created for the book launch, and 100% of the proceeds from the sale of that are going to go to the Skaneateles Lake Preservation, because it's such a pristine lake. The point of this journey together is, in every community, there's partnerships that entrepreneurs can come together, individuals, but it's really, like Dr. Chanel almost led up to the question that you just asked, Sheila. It's creative entrepreneurship coming together to rise each other up and create community for people to come together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow. Just the circle of life.
Mhm.
I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful life experience that you just shared, right? Because it's one connection
Yeah.
to another connection to another connection to another connection, and it's all
Mhm.
cyclic, right? And it's all supportive and it's all loving,
Mhm.
and it just keeps going around and around and around and around and
Mhm.
around.
Mhm.
What's next for you, Laura? I mean, what do you see on the horizon? I know we've got the book signing at Pure Placid coming up, but what else is on the horizon for you that you see?
Well, I think there's more coming up in terms of a twofold answer. First, speaking of community, in October, I have the privilege of speaking at a venue. It's a metaphysical show in Syracuse, New York, at the fairgrounds
Okay.
that is called Spirit Fest. And that's about bringing people in community in the holistic, crystal, metaphysical environment. In addition to that, I really see the work that I'm doing to awaken individual and collective groups
Mhm.
coming together through workshops, through, I even see creative entrepreneurs coming together where I would hold like an incubator for
Mhm.
Mhm.
dialogue, discussion, as well as writers. But for me personally, it's time to get back to being in community and really, really encourage people beyond just the concept of the book. Because a book, you
Wow.
get out of the book what your heart is open to get, but where do you go beyond a book? You need a support structure to say, how do I bring this into practicality? And
Right.
how do I then embody this in everyday life?
Right. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely.
The the other
Yeah,
thing,
go ahead.
Brian, I forgot
Hmm.
to mention is that
Yeah.
your own Sheila Applegate is going to be at Spirit Fest. I'm going to be co-hosting with the founder of Spirit Fest, a book
Hmm.
signing for Sheila and Zach with their
Yeah.
#1 international bestseller, Oracle Tools for
Woohoo.
Transformation. They were great contributing authors and have such an incredible message to share with the world. Also, we're bringing people from across the country to speak. So I just wanted to do a little spotlight because Sheila and Zach are doing such amazing work in the world as
Yeah.
well.
Oh man, yes they
Thank
are.
I
you.
couldn't
Absolutely.
help but mention
Yes
that
they
too.
are. I love it. Thanks for that shout out. You know, they are doing well. Everybody at Soulivity is really doing some amazing work, and
Yeah.
they're bringing different aspects of, how do you tap into your passion? How do you make that emerge as your purpose? How do you awaken your potential in all of those areas? I mean, it's just I feel very, very blessed to have all of them being part of this. Speaking of being blessed, everyone, you can find out more information about Laura Ponticello by visiting her website, Awaken to Your Potential. They can even buy the book here, right, Laura? They can actually go here and find out more information about the latest book.
They can. We have the link live, and the book's also going to be available in 10 different countries starting
Woohoo!
next Thursday. Also, if you end up buying it on Amazon, you can
Mhm.
co-look for Dr. Chanel's book. Tell us the name of that so people can look for that too.
Oh,
Go for it, Dr. Chanel.
Brian, she's a keeper. So yes, the book is called Thank you, Laura. The book is called Come Back to Yourself, Love Life, Live Free. Let's get you back
Woohoo!
to that original state so that you can unlock that enormous potential inside of you.
I
See, what
love
a
it. I love you
pairing,
guys.
right? Of the two. So
Yes.
if you're picking up mine, get Dr. Chanel's book because there's a different way of expressing this journey within ourselves. And Brian, if you have a book that's forthcoming, we're holding the space for that. But if not, gosh, do you have an amazing platform that you're offering to the world? So everybody who's listening, help get the message out about Soulivity and the positive messages. It's amazing the work that you're doing.
We're everyone. We're not letting Laura go. We're just not going to let her go.
Absolutely that.
Laura, thank you. Thank you for being here. I mean, I said you're coming back, but I have to be formal now. Would you come back? Would you come back and talk to us again?
Absolutely. I have so much gratitude for the energy of this call and the vibration of love. There is a frequency of love here, not only for the world, for each other, and for us to realize that our divinity, our potential of who we are is based in love. And as everyone goes forward today, just remember that about yourself, no matter how your day unfolds.
Wow. Thank you for that. I'll just do the mic drop on that part and say thank you again for being here. Listen, everybody, we'll be back with more Soulivity today in just a second.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the mental freedom framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Hey, welcome back to Soulivity Today. Let's move into our Soulivity shameless plugs with you guys. Sheila, I'll go to you first. We have a few minutes, a couple of minutes.
All right, I will. You know what I'm going to pull a Laura, and I'm going to promote her because we didn't get the dates out. So for you, if you want to go to her book release celebration, that is on the 21st of September, right in the town of Skaneateles at Pure Placid, the store. And that's from 5 to 7, I believe. And then Spirit Fest, which she talked about, that is from on the October 7th and 8th at the State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I have time to promote myself later.
Of course. And Dr. Chanel, you've got your fantastic sessions that you do. That's part of your practice and something that you give away. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just encourage our listeners in this last quarter, once you accept and embrace and completely own the incredible being that you were born to be, you'll discover the depths of your soul and the power that you've had all along to express and claim your unique brand of brilliance and potential. So reach out to me so we can start capturing and amplifying your potential.
Wow, 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 wow. Woo, you guys are on fire today, boy. I'm like just like woo, loving all of this. Thanks to both of you for being here too.
Thank you.
Your light, your love, your advice, your thoughts, so powerful, especially as we go through this time of change that's happening in the world. And I think that people really need to hear what you have to say, so it helps ground them in their own life experience, so they can move and do the work that they need to do, so they can create their best life today, regardless of what's happening around them. So wow. So thanks again. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Listen, everybody, just want to remind you that this is how we do it here at Soulivity, especially on Soulivity Today. So you want to know more about what we're doing, please follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get alerts as to when we're going live with new and fresh content, as well as on Facebook and Instagram and even TikTok, where, sometimes I do little silly videos that make you laugh and stuff like that. But but it's all for you. Additionally, go check out our soulivity.com website that has even more inspiration. 24 hours a day, we're broadcasting videos for Soulivity TV. And there's great tips on just about everything revolving creating this great lifestyle of passion, purpose, and high quality living. So listen, on behalf of all of us here at Soulivity, thanks again for joining us here for another edition of Soulivity Today. We hope you come back and join us every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live broadcast, or you can listen to us at 8 a.m. Pacific time on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. Until next time, keep using passion, purpose to create a life, your best life today. We'll see you next time.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.